In today's video, I'm going to show you how we've helped three very different brands achieve incredible results with email marketing. From improving deliverability, increasing revenue percentages from email, these brands have all experienced substantial growth. And I'm excited to share their success stories with you in their own words. So stick around, and if you're wondering how email marketing can be a top performer for your brand, you're in the right place. Let's start with Elie Beaumont, a fashion brand that was struggling to stand out in a crowded market. Their emails weren't making the impact they should, and they were looking for a way to make their branding more unique and effective within their email marketing strategy. I'm joined by Sanjay today, one of the founders of Elie Beaumont, who we've been partnered with for just over 4 months now, I believe. How are you today, Sanjay?
I'm good, thanks. Thanks for asking. How are you?
I'm great, Sanjay. But let's dive right in. First question I wanted to ask you. So before working with us, what kind of email revenue or attribution were you generating through your email channel each month?
Yeah, so attribution on a monthly basis was around the 20 to 25% of our total sales. And it wasn't really showing much sign of moving in the right direction. So we kind of felt like we were stuck in a bit of a rut and didn't really know where to go and how to progress with it.
Okay, cool. So now that we've been partnered with you guys for over 90 days, what email revenue or what email attributed revenue are you now generating each month?
Okay, well, no, it's been really encouraging development. We've gone from that 20 to 25% on a monthly basis to nearly, well, in excess of 45%. So it's a channel that's really opened up for us, especially in these times where it's just getting harder and harder to acquire new customers through the traditional channels, Meta, Google. They're all facing challenges, which everyone knows. So we've had to lean in a lot more on Klaviyo. So that has been really encouraging. On absolute terms, it's gone from, I think we've almost doubled the amount we're making through Klaviyo, through yourself. So it's been really really encouraging and really pleased with it.
Awesome. So yeah, we've been able to almost or double your Klaviyo attribution. Has this had an impact on your top line as well?
Absolutely, yeah. I think, especially again, I keep on harking on about it in these challenging times where retail spending is a bit subdued. It's helped us in terms of just margin management and everything else. And I think it's important to state. Before we took you guys on, it wasn't like we were very new to Klaviyo. We've been running on Klaviyo for 3 years. So it wasn't like there was a case of obvious low-hanging fruit which you guys could pluck. It was really coming in, getting to grips with the account, but identifying, clear routes forward, but ways in which you could really make a positive impact. So it's been fantastic.
Awesome. So I guess before working with us on email, what were the biggest challenges internally you guys were facing with email?
So I think on the flow side, we thought we were well covered. We had the flows in place, but what you find you need with this is you need to constantly be revisiting them. There may be almost if you neglect them, you forget about them. You're just so focused on your campaigns, your 2 times a week, 3 times a week campaigns, that the flows almost get neglected. And that's we set them up and maybe reviewed them once, maybe twice a year, but never really had that focus on them. And that's something we were struggling on because there was always something which we felt had more of a priority. And then on the campaigns, I think we were just lacking in terms of idea generation. It felt a bit stale. It was more of a burden to come up with a new idea. And so it's just been really welcome having this new infusion of ideas. And it's great because it's not just one account, one point of contact. You've got the account manager yourself, who doesn't necessarily get involved in the nitty-gritty day-to-day, but it's there just as an overview, but more than happy to come in with fresh ideas. And that's in addition to the guys who work on it on a daily basis, who are always coming up with fresh ideas, for want of a better word. So no, it's been really good.
Nice, nice. So I guess outside of flows and overall strategy and bringing ideas to the tables, I guess what do you think of the overall quality of the designs and content that we've been able to produce for you guys?
Uh, Again, it's more than exceeded expectations. There was a bit of reluctance because we're still relatively small in terms of scale, and there's always reluctance to outsource something because of the changes that it means internally. So there was a bit of anxiety, but we were pretty much, I think, really, very early on in the relationship, when we saw those first concepts come back, we were like, yeah, this is the right thing. And it was straight away, the evidence was in the key metrics on Klaviyo. As I think I said earlier, they were all heading in the downwards direction, and just getting you guys on board meant it went from red arrows on Klaviyo dashboards to green arrows, and it's just really not just for us, but I think our customers probably, or our subscribers probably, appreciate it, because it just, design wise, it looks professional, and it's not just a generic approach. It's very much honing in on the idea of of our brand having its own distinctive persona, and then just keeping to that. So it's been very welcome.
Great, great. So even though we've been partnered for almost 4 months now, are you still seeing the guys in the team consistently making progress inside your Klaviyo account?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think as time progresses, the business needs change. There's fresh developments. We're looking internally at making changes to the website. That's going to have implications for our email strategy. So, it's good. I don't see it as being a short-term fix. I want to cultivate it, because I think within the industry there's going to be lots of development, new innovation, and it's just great to have guys on board who are at the forefront of that, and you bring in your experience to bear from other clients that you've worked with.
Awesome, Sanjay. Glad to hear, and really appreciate all
No worries.
Last question for you. What would you say to anyone who's perhaps sitting on the fence about partnering with us at Every Media?
I'd say bite the bullet, and just go for it. We started the year with you guys, and it was one of the first decisions I made in 2024. It's one of the best decisions I made in 2024. So yeah, give them a go. I don't think there's any real initial long-term commitment, so give it a go. You guys make a very quick enhancement on the flows from day one, so you're gonna see that impact to your bottom line really very early on in the relationship.
Perfect. Thanks so much for your time today, Sanjay. We've loved partnering with Elie Beaumont for the last few months. We can't wait to see where it's going to take us this year with you guys. So as you heard from Elie Beaumont, we took their email revenue from 20% to 45% every month by refining their design and making them stand out in a crowded fashion space. Now let's move to another story, Proper Pasty, an online food brand where we took their email strategy to the next level. Okay, so I'm joined by Nigel from Proper Pasty, who we partnered with for the last 8 months or so. How are you doing today, Nigel?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Yeah, enjoying this. Well, we just had a good session, so yeah, we just had a big review, so everything's going really well. So very happy, thanks, Luke.
Awesome. Let's dive right in. So the first question I wanted to ask is, how much have we been able to make you directly through email marketing each working with us?
Okay, so we've been working together for about 8 months, so since May. And I would say straight out the gate from, May into June, the results were superb. So I would say that on average, we're probably doing about 12 to 15K a month. And you guys have well and truly improved on that. So I would say in that 8 months, we've probably tapped into roughly 300K of additional revenue, which we would never have realized without you guys in the account in Klaviyo doing what you do.
Awesome. So before working with us, you were sort of at that 10K Mark, from email revenue. So I guess right now, generally on a month-to-month basis, where are we in terms of email marketing revenue?
Yeah, so pretty much every month we can be anywhere between 50 and 90K. I think what we see is month on month, we're seeing great growth, which also improves on profit as well. So, you guys are pulling the levers in the background and setting things up, going very smoothly, and we're, I would say we're between 50 and 90K. But yeah, we want to do more.
Awesome. Yep, profits, the most important
Exactly.
thing. Yeah. I guess before working with us on email, what were the biggest challenges for you guys?
So I was predominantly the person who had the hands on the Klaviyo and the email account. So, and I was doing it as and when I had time. So the first thing is having a dedicated team to do that, and that has more than paid off. But the things that I was struggling with were the flows, the segmenting, new customer acquisition outside of what we were previously doing, which was okay, but it was very, very low acquisition. The first month with you guys was a real pleasant surprise. The new flows that you set up were superb. We'd had a couple of other agencies look at it, and they did nothing like what Avenue and the team have done. So we're getting a lot more value out of our list of customers at the moment.
Awesome. No, really glad to hear that, Nigel. I guess we've built out core flows, we're delivering campaigns.
Yeah.
Yes, just thinking about the overall quality of the angles, the content, the designs that we've produced for you. What do you think of those? Yeah,
they're great. The copy, the creatives that you guys produce are excellent. I would say they're so good that, we've talked about this as well, Luke. They're so good that, from my point of view, I want you guys to get involved in the new website design as well, because I think you've taken it to another level. The email marketing structure is extremely professional and very well polished, and we're extremely happy with it.
Awesome. So even though we've been partnered for just over 8 months now, are you still seeing consistent progress being made inside the Klaviyo account?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Klaviyo is an extremely important part of our ongoing marketing efforts, and we're constantly seeing improvement from what the Avenue team are doing. We're seeing A/B testing, improvements in flows, and we're getting great results from that at the moment as well. So we're getting a lot more value from the customer list that we've got, and we're building that customer list. I would say in a very, very healthy way every day.
No, that's great. Last question, Nigel. So what would you say to anyone who's sitting on the fence about partnering up with us on marketing?
I would say genuinely and honestly, don't delay. It's as simple as that. I think if you've got a good product and you've managed to build and harvest it doesn't have to be a huge email list. Hand it over to Avenue. Let them realize the true value in your customers. Without a doubt, we're seeing it month on month on month, and it feels at the moment like we're having to push back a little bit because we can cope with so many orders.
Yeah.
And what we have to do is we have to grow gradually, and we've grown at a phenomenal rate. So if you've got capacity, you're looking for more orders, you've got a good product, don't hesitate. Work with Avenue.
Perfect. Really appreciate that, Nigel. We've loved partnering with Pasty. We can't wait to see where things take us this year.
No, that's great. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Nigel.
Cheers.
We help Pasty by becoming their dedicated email partner, focusing on building new flows, improving deliverability, and introducing consistent testing in the account. something they didn't have the time or expertise to do or manage on their own. With Partner Pasty, we boosted their revenue by 80k per month by making their email marketing a consistent revenue driver. So next up is the Ring Shop, a fashion accessories brand. They had a different set of challenges, but we were able to drive some impressive growth for them as well. Okay, so I'm joined by Stephen, founder of the Ring Shop, who we've been partnered with for the last 5 months now. Stephen, how are you today?
Yeah, not too bad at all. Thanks for having me on the call.
Great, great. Okay, Stephen, I'm just going to jump straight in. So first question I want to ask you is, before working with us, what revenue were you generating through your email marketing channel each month?
So we were using OmniSend for most of our emails prior to working with you guys. And we were generating about 13 to 18,000, which is about 10 to 20% of our revenue, overall revenue each month. And having looked at statistics, normally we should be generating a lot more than that. So it wasn't really as optimized as we would have liked, really.
Okay. In the first 60 days, partner with us, what email revenue were we able to generate you each month?
Well, we started working with you guys, what was it, end of October. But I think November was kind of the month that you guys really took it off. And it was a massive, massive increase. We were doing, I think, 15% in August, I think. In October, September, October weren't that much better. But in November, I think we did 38,000 with you guys, which is 35%. So it was almost kind of triple our low end in terms of revenue share for email marketing. So it was a very, very, it was a very big jump, and it was very pleasing to see that things had got rolling so quickly, even just after a month of actually getting set up. So it was a big jump indeed from what we had with OmniSend.
Awesome. So part of what we delivered, as you said, initially was us managing your migration from OmniSend to Klaviyo. I guess, how was this process? Was it smooth enough?
Well, to be honest, I was a little bit worried at the start because I knew that Klaviyo, I wasn't very familiar with Klaviyo. I've only used OmniSend before, so I was a little bit worried when you guys said you wanted to transition, but I had faith in you and I'd seen your case studies, and so I was happy to go with it. And in all honesty, it was extremely quick and seamless, and I really appreciate that because I was expecting a lot of emails back and forth over like a week saying, "Can I have this? Can I have this?" But instead, it was kind of you guys working in the background. It was a couple of bits that you needed from me, but otherwise, in a very short amount of time, it was basically set up. And I think what I appreciated the most was it was a staged transition between OmniSend and Klaviyo. So a lot of our automations, were kind of trickled through into Klaviyo in a way that we weren't missing emails in part of a chain in an automation. No gaps were left, I think, which we really appreciated. So as I said, it was very, very seamless indeed, very frictionless.
Brilliant. So before working with us on email, I guess what were the biggest challenges you were facing?
Well, we have a very small team, and I think email was always an afterthought for us. We always kind of focused on ads, creatives, managing the business. Email marketing was something that was kind of an afterthought. So we spent, way less time than we should have done on emails. So that was kind of the biggest challenge, finding resource, an actual expert resource in producing those, that side of revenue for email marketing. And the problem is when we did actually go ahead and spend time on emails, a lot of the emails that we sent out, including the automated emails and the campaigns, were very transactional. We kind of didn't have very many informative emails that didn't really help us build, a strong relationship with our customer base. So that was kind of the second big issue that we were facing with email marketing. Segmentation as well was a huge headache for us. There's so many different segments that you can put together, and it was too complicated for us really to optimize that well. So I think we missed out a lot of efficiency with that side. And because we didn't have the time, we didn't have emails that were going out on a frequent basis. So I think we did miss out on a lot of kind of lost revenue because of that as well.
So since partnering with us, has our partnership lived up to expectations, I guess?
Yeah, definitely. I would say so. I mean, the emails are really on point. The new emails are a lot better than what we could have even produced with OmniSend before we started working with you guys at Every New Media. And what I really like is the fact that you really understand our brand and the theme and the messaging and our customer base and kind of like how our customers kind of would be. And that reflects in the email copies that you guys send for approval. I rarely have to go back for a second revision because, you guys really understand our brand to the point where you're writing as if, you're literally us, which is really appreciated because, I think it's easy to just go and write something that, doesn't fit the brand. And when you guys send emails for approval, it's always on point and we're happy to go ahead with it. It fits our criteria absolutely perfectly. I think the thing that I really appreciate the most is, your responsibilities don't just end with email marketing and that's it. Your team really care about how well our business does, how well the Ring Shop does as a whole, aside from just purely email marketing. I've worked with many ad agencies and email marketing teams as well, where their focus is purely on the services they're providing, which is fine. But you guys at Every New Media, you go above and beyond when it comes to like our business profitability, providing connections and contacts, helping even suggest with ideas and stuff, on how to improve our business pain points and so much more. So it's good to have kind of that shoulder to lean on when, we kind of expect it's just a email marketing team, but actually it's a lot more than that. So we really appreciate kind of that side as well that you help us with.
Awesome, Stephen. Really glad to hear that. So last question, Stephen. What would you say to anyone who is sitting on the fence about partnering up with us?
Well, I would say if you're too busy or you need some expert kind of help with email marketing, which we didn't realize was such a big revenue maker, I would suggest, going and giving Every New Media a try because we didn't realize that we could reach 35-38% revenue share from email marketing. We had, we didn't think that was possible really. And to reach that and keep that up is such a massive, has made such a big impact on our, net margins. It's made an impact on our relationships with our customers and our clients. And it's not just kind of a revenue indicator. It's a lot more than that. So I would say, give them a try. The transition, whatever platform you're on, is really seamless, and the guys there are very kind and supportive, and they'll answer any questions you've got. And I would definitely recommend you folks to anyone kind of thinking about joining for sure.
Really appreciate that, Stephen. Thanks so much for your time. We've loved partnering with the Ring Shop so far, and we can't wait to see where things go this year.
Yeah, definitely. Me too. Thanks very much.
So as you heard, the Ring Shop were nervous about moving from their existing email platform to Klaviyo, but we made the transition seamless and painless for them. And after the switch, email revenue grew from 15% to 35% each month. And before, email was an afterthought for the Ring Shop, with the focus being on ads and product development. But now, thanks to the flows we've built and our routine A/B tests and campaigns, email has become a core channel driving their business forward. As you've heard from each brand in this video, email isn't just about sending a few campaigns each month. It's about making sure your sign-up forms are highly converting to grow your list, ensuring your emails land in the inbox and not spam, having a robust flow build-out, and sending beautifully designed emails with psychology-based messaging. And then of course, testing all of these areas consistently every single month. It's really no walk in the park, so if you're ready to take that step and make email marketing one of your top performing channels, you can click the link below this video to book a call with me, and I'll show you how we can get you similar results as what you've heard today. Otherwise, have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next one.